Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 23 live feed spoilers. Happy Eviction Day.
Here we are.
We are here. We are at the inevitable. There's no need to build up any spoiler warnings here because it's been
No.
clear Brittany's going tonight.
Bye, Brittany. I mean, you've been on the block a lot. It was only a matter of time before you were no longer the pawn and you were the person going home.
We'll talk a little bit about her campaign, some of what's going on here because, Brittany, to her credit, Brittany is trying. Like, she has tried. It is just like she is trying to do something that will never happen. It's sort of like going out into the woods and trying to find Bigfoot. It's an exciting thing to do, but you're not going to find Bigfoot. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry.
You guys know that I really respect a player who's going to campaign, even if they know that they're going or they have an idea that they're going. I said that about Brent, too. He campaigned really, really hard. Brittany also going pretty hard. She talked about being a competitor, fighting really hard. She's still willing to help people. It's just, she's thrown everything out there that she possibly can. And I have a lot of respect for that. She is not wilting out the door.
No, and I do really appreciate that too. And I think it's going to be a difficult, I think probably emotional episode tonight, depending on how they play all this. Like, I think I said this in the past video that I think it's going to be very hard on her learning, that Derek F and Azza have been in this other alliance this whole time. I don't know if she's going to see that in goodbye messages because I don't think Julie, because she's on the jury, I don't think Julie's going to be able to tell her anything.
Yeah, it's true.
There's going to be a lot of stuff to get into here, but as we do, hit that subscribe button, guys, because we are here talking Big Brother 23 all season long. I hope that we have a more competitive sort of block situation coming up where there's like legitimate debate entering an eviction show.
And thank you to everybody who has hit that subscribe button. As Chaz from our comments always says, we're on the road to 60,000 and we are hoping to hit that milestone by the end of the year. It would be really cool. And if you guys want to help us, hit that subscribe button. Also head over to our Instagram, which is Matt and Jess TV. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up this weekend, and we're going to have some pictures up there. We're going to have some videos over there, some little what are they called? Stories. We're going to have that going on.
Okay, so Derek F's campaign. Let's talk about Derek F's campaign.
Yeah.
All right, we are done talking about Derek F's campaign.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it's like... I mean, he knows obviously that he's gonna stay, he's gonna be fine. But okay, listen, you're going back to giving no Fs, Derek, and I get it. You're staying, but you could at least try a little bit harder to make it seem like you feel some element of jeopardy here whatsoever.
The problem with Derek F is that he just hasn't all season really been participating the way that I think we all hoped that he would.
And I think this is the part of Brittany's game that I don't fully understand, is that I think, she's giving herself a fighting chance, and I know that, and I understand why, but if I'm on the block with someone who seems to care as little as Derek F seems to care a lot of the time, I would get really, really paranoid that, why does this person feel as good seemingly as they do?
Yeah, and if I was Brittany and I kind of know that I'm going, I would call that out in my conversations with people where I'd be giving my pitch, say, this is why you need to keep me, but then also bring up the fact that Derek is doing nothing. He is not talking about it. He is not campaigning, and sort of say, well, why do you think that Derek F is this comfortable in the game, sitting on the block? He's not campaigning. He's not anything. I have some questions about that, and I'm going to bring up those concerns if I'm walking out the door. So maybe think about that if you may be in an alliance with him.
This is, all of this is really logical. It's understandable people would have a lot of questions, and I think one of the things I really want the show to give us is, a diary room from Claire or Derek X or somebody kind of questioning the structure in the house because they may be too afraid to mention it directly. Like, we did see Claire and Derek X talking just over the past 24 hours about trying to keep Brittany, about the reasons why Brittany would be a good person to have in the games. They have moments where they're going against the grain, or at least trying to.
The problem is Tiffany.
Yeah.
Tiffany told them that herself, Alyssa, Xavier, Hannah, they're all not keeping Brittany. So, I mean, it just puts an end to that when it's like, oh, here's a whole group of people that have already decided no to Brittany. So,
Yeah.
guess what? You just don't have the votes. However, I mean, sort of Tiffany putting herself in that position to kind of just say it out like that puts a bit more of a target on Tiffany, because if she's the person that already knows that where everybody's landing with
Yeah.
these votes, then maybe she's in charge.
I want to know. That's why I want these diary rooms. It's like, I want to know, especially someone from Claire who is a very smart person
Yeah.
who knows this game, but she's been kind of following Tiffany around a lot. Like, she has to sort of understand at some point, oh, Tiffany seems to know more information than me. Why does Tiffany know more information than me?
Yes.
Why is she on the right side of the vote here a little bit more? Like, if I am Claire, I am really, really gunning to win this next HOH because it may be one of her only chances to get like legitimate information at this point.
Yeah, it is.
So all of this is sort of going on, and eventually, Claire and Derek X they're gonna be talked out of any sort of craziness here. But Azza is also telling Kylan that Claire and Derek X have been sort of thinking a lot about this vote and maybe looking to keep Brittany. And is she then painting an even bigger target on the two of them moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, probably, but it depends on how hard they were really going to push. And I mean, they pushed, but it's not so much that I think they're going to really paint a target. I think having discussions is pretty normal during this time to be like, hey, what do you think of this? If people shut it down and then you keep on keeping on about this, yeah, then people are going to start looking at you wondering what is going on. Then with Brittany, why are you guys pushing so hard? What is going on? Now there's a target on you. But I think they handled it well enough that it's like, let's bring it up. Let's have those discussions. There's nothing fishy about that.
I'm about to turn into sad Matt here for a moment.
Dear.
Tell me. Okay.
Oh, dear.
Sad Matt is here.
You're smiling.
I can't hold the character. I'm not. Listen, everybody. I'm not an actor, if you couldn't tell already. But okay, sad Matt is sad because Derek X is in huge, like enormous trouble, and I admire the Cookouts gameplay. I appreciate a lot of how they've sort of woven things together and kept their alliance a secret. But once it gets to the point where I'm starting to really be afraid that Derek X is going to be evicted from the game, it's like I cannot control the just overwhelming sadness that is in my heart.
Yeah, I feel bad about it too. I really like Derek X, but Derek X has been winning a lot of stuff and people do really like him. I mean, if I was in the Cookout, Derek X has to go.
This is one of these sort of things where it feels like to me production's being very clever with this BB Bucks twist where they're like, oh, this will be a way to give all the people who are on the bottom some more power.
Clever.
Yeah, clever. That is the perfect way to put it, because guess what happens now, everybody? Because now everyone's going to know, oh, Derek X is getting a lot of BB Bucks, and he's really good at competitions. And we know that, like, one of the final stages of this BB Bucks could overthrow the entire house. We don't want Derek X to be around and have that many BB Bucks so that he can do something like that.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, guys. You're screwing over Derek X with your own twist.
These twists always do that, though. They screw over players that, a lot of us like.
Yeah, I'm really, really worried about him. I mean, I'm worried about Claire. Basically, I'm worried about everybody not in the cook, because they're all going to go at some point here unless something really, really crazy ends up happening.
Yeah, they are, but I mean, there's people in the Cookout that I really like as well. That's the thing about this season, is there's a lot of people that I really like, and normally I will just root for the underdogs like Derek X, but this is one of the first times that there's been a really big alliance where I like a lot of people in it.
That's where things get frustrating. Is like, I don't like steamrolls, but I do like some of the people in the Cookout.
Yes.
That's probably the thing that's made this season a little bit more just all right in my mind, because if this was a really unlikable alliance, I would be hating this season in every single video that we come on here and do.
Yeah, it's that's the thing though, is like, of course, having a big alliance that is controlling all the votes, it can make for boring TV. But, yeah, I'm in this different situation this year where I'm kind of like, oh, I like this person and this person and this person. I don't like watching a steamroll,
No.
but everybody's so likable.
All right, so a couple little odds and ends here as we wrap this up. The halfway party was last night. Happy halfway point to everyone in the game. You guys never give us the halfway party on the feeds, so we never have any. Why is it every time people like try to get? I don't know if they had booze or how much booze they had or whatever, but I want to be a part of the celebration sometimes. Can somebody bring me some cake? Come on.
I'll take some cake. Is somebody giving out cake?
Well, listen. We're sitting here watching the feeds. I feel like this should be a halfway party for us too. We can be selfish.
If you guys want to give us cake, that would be great. If you want to hit that subscribe button, that will be cake for us.
That is our virtual cake. Since you can't give us real
virtual cake. Hit the subscribe and give us a like.
There we go.
Virtual cake for us.
All right. So the last, brace yourselves, everybody, because of that weird cliffhanger that they did last night. There's a chance they may not give us the full HOH tonight. So I don't know.
Buckle up.
I don't like this. Like, I really don't. Just the acting like we don't have feeds and we're not going to get the answer anyway.
I know, but we will have the answer. So for sure, come to us. We will help you out if they do decide to do a cliffhanger. It'll all be out.
All right. Well, let us know what you want to see happen on Big Brother 23 tonight. What do you think Brittany's going to learn? Who do you want to see as the next HOH? Thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Check out our other coverage, the American Horror Stories finale. A lot of other fun stuff coming. Power Book 3, Animal Kingdom. We'll see you guys here next time.